Hey everybody, it's Safi and Marco Dish Out on Movies, the only movie review show on YouTube to review movies in terms of food. It's just Marco here once again, and I am here today to actually get tomorrow's video done because I'm kind of Fargoed out, you know? It's one thing if you have a good season and it's like, okay, let's keep on celebrating it, but it's another thing if you have a bad season and you have to just keep talking about characters from it and stuff. So, you know, so I am here today to do Fargo Fuck, Marry, Kill edition. Although, I will say that Neil Breen's new movie has just come out on DVD, and I can't wait to order that and watch it, because that would be very good to review. If that was put online to watch digitally, we would have definitely reviewed that tomorrow. Guaranteed. So, anyways, round one. You have Marge from the movie, the girl boss, main character from season 3, and the Native American lesbian girl from season 4. So I'm gonna sleep with Marge from the Fargo movie because why not? She's nice. She's very good at her job, obviously, because she's the hero of the movie. And she's I don't know, yeah, she's nice, you know. There's nothing else to say. And then I would marry the girl boss from season 3 because I do think that the actress is extremely beautiful. Her character wasn't the greatest. She was just another one of those boring, lame, just law enforcement characters in the show where, you know, she can't do anything wrong and, you know, she's just perfect in every way. She has this kind of tomboy haircut, but just, but still, out of these three, I definitely marry her. For sure. Except I really didn't like the haircut she had in the finale. Didn't she grow it out in the finale or something and it looked really terrible? I can't remember. I can hardly remember the past seasons except for like season 1, I guess, because season 1 was like legendary, next level awesomeness. And then the Native American girl, you know, she's kind of pretty, but she was a nitwit. She was crazy. She was a bank robber. Not a fan. And then next up we have Indira from season 5, Dorothy from season 5, and the main law enforcement girl from season 1. I would sleep with Indira. I would because she is very attractive and there's really no other reason, honestly. Like, she was a terrible character and I just think like there's no way I'm marrying the character because that would mean that every single moment of every single day she's going to be giving you that scowl that she gives to everyone and everything in season 5. You know, like I can literally make the face that she makes the entire season, and I'll put up with that for one night. I'm not putting up with it for the rest of my nights. You know, I much prefer to be with Dorothy. So Dorothy I would definitely marry. I mean, there's no other choice. I mean, come on. Are you serious? Dorothy is a badass. You feel safe with her. She's very likable. She's also very beautiful. And she's also like a survivor, which means that she'll help you survive. So, I mean, like, if anyone comes to, you know, mess with me, you know, I would definitely be happier that I would have Dorothy around. Or, like, let's say that they decide to send the nukes. I genuinely think that Dorothy could find some way to shield me from the nukes, to shield us as a family from the nukes. because, like, she's just so cool, and she can do anything, and she's Dorothy, so, yeah. And then lastly, I would kill the law enforcement character from season 1, which, why? Well, because you guys know why. Come on, I mean, I just was not a fan of that character. She seemed like a good person, but her character, she was just so good. She's like a goody-goody two-shoes. She's kind of like Charlie from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the Johnny Depp version. You know, she's kind of like that, along with the guy. And then next up, we have Nikki from season 3, Lorraine from season 5, and Linda from season 5. I would marry Nikki because she's awesome. She's another badass character. In fact, if you look at several characters from season 5, they're clearly trying to emulate characters from past seasons. Like, Nikki is kind of like Dorothy. She's a lot like Dorothy. Except Nikki makes more sense because she wasn't as badass, but she was still very capable, and she was a strong character and a fighter. And then also Munch, he was a lot like Billy Bob Thornton's character in ways, you know, the weird, you know, hitman, bad guy kind of, like, so they really keep doing that with the show where they kind of emulate themselves, which I think is kind of a mistake. But anyways, that's not what we're talking about. But Nikki, she's perfect. Like, I mean, it's Mary Elizabeth Winstead. What more could you want? I mean, she's perfect herself. This character is perfect. I mean, the whole season is all about her avenging the death of her love interest and, you know, doing everything that she can to end VM Varga's career and get all that money and everything. And, you know, she succeeds. Like, the only reason why she ends up getting killed is because of that shitty police officer who tried to arrest her. And then they shot each other. You know, that really sucked. That really pissed me off. And then I would sleep with Lorraine because she's Jennifer Jason Leigh, number 1. Number 2, I feel like if I had some kind of affair with her, maybe I could get in good with her and, like, get in on her business or something. I don't know. But, like, that's the only... Because, like, other than that, like, these other 2 characters, they're really shitty characters. So I'm really, like, kind of between a rock and a hard place. You know, like, you have Linda from 5, I'm killing her because she's basically like a human puppet, and also because she did probably one of the worst things in the series, which was she lured in Dorothy as a teenager so that her husband could start abusing her, and so then she could escape. And I guess she didn't end up escaping, and then Roy killed her or something. We're never really told, but, you know, she was a terrible character. She was very weird. Like, she was like an alien or something. It was very strange. And so next up, we have Roy's new wife from season 5, the waitress from season 3, and the boring deputy from season 3. I would marry Roy's new wife because she does that whole role play thing with the disguises. Another reason why I really like her is because she's like an underrated beauty on the show. I mean, she's hardly in the show, so you really don't get to see her very much. But she's really, really, like, top tier. And but the problem is that she is a bad person. She's an enabler. She's also kind of an abuser because she hit Dorothy. But she is kind of a victim. So, you know, maybe she just needs to be saved. You know, which, no thanks. But, like, Yeah, just in this group. And then next up we have the waitress from season 3. This is the one who they had that whole stupid episode where the girl boss travels to California so that they can remake Barton Fink, and she finds out the backstory of the waitress, and it's basically a giant red herring. It's one of the stupidest episodes of the series. And this waitress too, like, she had practically like every man in Hollywood inside of her. Like, and so I just feel like I'm not even going to hook up with her, because I feel like at this point, when you open her legs, there's nothing there except for a museum. Like, there is a there is a museum that is in business inside of the waitress. I mean, she's got fucking Jimmy Stewart's hairs up in there somewhere, and the hairs come out and talk like Jimmy Stewart, and this doesn't even sound like Jimmy Stewart. But, she's got like Cary Grant's Cary Grant's saliva all over it, and she's got a museum going on, and I feel like, okay, I like museums, but not that kind, okay? And so, I'm not paying to see that. I'm not marrying a museum, a walking, talking museum, and she's probably got 2 museums. I mean, especially a Hollywood actress, person in Hollywood, she's got 2 museums going on, if you know what I mean. Like, one museum is like the museum where like everyone's gone to, and it's just kind of like a nice place you could visit around Christmas time, and the other museum is like a really dark and dirty, like just seedy museum where it's like, yeah, there's a museum here too, because she had to like give it all to be on top. And so, like, I'm not with that. This waitress can go jump off a cliff, or just, no, she can stay alive so that people can keep on seeing her museums. So I would kill her, because her story sucked too. I mean, what was her story even? Like, just shit happened, like that was her story, and then it was like, oh, none of this actually matters to the plot, sorry. And then the boring deputy from season 3, this character just sucked. I mean, like, she's nice, but like, this was just another boring, all good law enforcement character. There's nothing interesting about her at all. Like, the only thing that you remember is that she used a bunch of toilet paper as a pad, like in her introduction to the show. Like, her character just sucked. And it's too bad, because like, she could have been good, I guess, but like, she had nothing like that. She was definitely one of the worst characters of the series, because she just had nothing to her at all, except for she's just another good law enforcement character. And I'm not saying that law enforcement is bad. I'm just saying that these characters, they lack depth. They lack interest to them. They're just so superficial and one-dimensional, and yeah. Next up is the wife, Lester's original wife from season 1. The one that's killed in the first episode of the series. Yeah, that one. And then also the wife from the movie, who was killed in the movie, put in the wood chipper. The one who just wouldn't shut up. And then also the Asian wife from season 1. So, Lester's replacement wife. I would kill Lester's wife from season 1, because she was really mean, and, you were really rooting for Lester, honestly. Like, I think that what they were trying to do is that in the movie, you weren't rooting for the husband to have his wife killed, because she was just like a normal woman. But in this show, they said, let's make it to where you're rooting for the wife to get killed, and I was, so, let's kill her as well in this tournament. And then I will also kill the wife from the movie, because she really hardly had any character, didn't get to know her enough, and she didn't leave a strong enough impression to want to hook up with. And then finally, the Asian wife from season 1. I mean, that's a character where she was a very good person. I would marry her. She seemed like a really nice person, and her only crime was that she was used by Lester to walk into that insurance office so that she could get killed herself. And so she did nothing wrong. Lester had her killed so that he wouldn't get killed, but he felt sorry for her. I mean, he was just doing what he thought he had to do, but still, it was really, really terrible of him to do that. And so I would marry her to save her from Lester, who, I really loved his character, but that girl didn't deserve to die. And next up is the matriarch of season 2, the head of the one of the gangs, the Irish gang, the one with the Irish in it, the mom from Snow Day, and then also the wife from season 2, who's dying of cancer, and then she got to go on a clinical trial or whatever. I can't even remember what happened with that. And then lastly, Nurse Mayflower from season 4. I would kill the matriarch from season 2 because she was an idiot and she got everyone killed, and she complained about how a woman can't be in charge in this family, and then she gets in charge, and what happens? Everyone gets killed. So I would not want to be with her. Plus, I just wouldn't want to be associated with her family either. Because if you're married to her, you're married to her family, and her family is evil as hell. And then the wife of the sheriff from season 2, I would have to marry her, because even though she is dying, apparently, because, who knows if the trial worked, I can't remember. It was a really unimportant detail of the season, all things considered, but she was a very nice person, and she seemed definitely like a wifey material character, and I can't say no to her in terms of that. And then I will hook up with Nurse Mayflower, because you guys who watched our season 4 reviews, that I did like Nurse Mayflower, but she is so evil, she is so creepy, and just her character needed some depth too, because why was she a killer? There was no explanation at all. She was just a killer. But I would hook up with her the one time, which I would have to avoid the mustache man, because he liked having sex with her too. And they both get killed together, and yeah. Yeah. So that's also why I would only hook up with her, because I would not want to get executed with her by the mafia. And then next up is Kirsten Dunst from season 2, the traitor girl from season 2, and the other lesbian from season 4. I would marry Kirsten Dunst's character, because I was rooting for her the whole season, honestly. From what I remember, guys, I can't really identify a single thing that she did that I thought was stupid, or something that I wouldn't do myself. She practically, her and her husband, they practically took down almost this entire family themselves, this entire gang. They took out, they're just normal, everyday people, and so she's really cool, actually. So, There's nothing about her that I thought was evil or deserved to go to prison, so I would marry her. The only thing was that I didn't like was the thing where she wanted to go to that, like, retreat so that she could be a better wife or something. Because as the guy said on the show, she was already good enough. You know, like, he told her that and it didn't work. So I feel like even if I told her that, it wouldn't work. So, you know, that's kind of shitty because, like, you know, everything's going to happen still the way it happened in season 2, which would mean I would end up dead in the freezer next to her, and she's hallucinating that I'm safe with her, and, you know, that would be terrible. And then the trader girl, she was really hot. I mean, there's no denying that. You know, her hair is nice and wavy, like a nice 1970s haircut, but her character is a huge traitor. Like, her getting executed, I really didn't care because she betrayed her entire family. You know, why did she even do what she did? Like, I guess because she was just horny or whatever, but, like, that's not a good excuse to, like, sleep with the enemy and then give him family secrets. Like, that's just not an excuse. So, like, there's no way that I would marry her. I would just hook up with her, and I wouldn't mind if she stuck her finger in my you-know-what, you know, like she did with Mike, you know, whatever, you know, cool. And then I would kill the other lesbian bank robber from season 4 because she was a killer. She was a biatch. I mean, I think that she's the one who kills the U.S. Marshal. So, you know, F her a lot. So, yeah, and then also, there was not enough characters, surprisingly, to do, like, a full-on tournament. So, I just have Ethelrita's mom all by herself from season 4. And I genuinely can hardly remember anything about her, just like I can hardly remember anything about season 4. So I'm just going to kill her because there's no impression that was left on me, you know. Round 2. Have the girl boss from season 3, Dorothy from season 5, and Nikki from season 3. I am going to kill the girl boss because next to these other two characters, she is a complete garbage. Not even like a chance that, like, I would choose her over either of those two others. And then I would marry Dorothy because, like, Dorothy, when they created her, they really created, like, the ultimate female character. Like, you know, in Fargo season 6, they're not going to be able to do better than Dorothy. So that's kind of a huge problem because, you know, they can never really... Because, like, look, when I saw season 3 with Nikki, I knew that they could do better because she wasn't perfect. She was kind of amazing because, I mean, she's Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and because she was really awesome and strong and powerful. But you could feel that you could still do better. And in season 5, though, you get to Dorothy, and it's like, you literally can't get better than this. Like, I guess feed her some ho-hos and have her do some more squats at the gym so that she's a little bit more filled out. But, like, that's about all you could do to improve on this character. And I'm saying that as a compliment, is like, they created the perfect character. So, like, yeah, obviously I'm going to marry her. And then I am going to hook up with Nikki because she is as close to perfect as you can get next to Dorothy. And then Roy's new wife from season 5, the Asian wife from season 1, and the sheriff's wife from season 2. I would hook up with Roy's new wife because we could do the role-playing game where she dresses up in a costume, and also because I would just, no, I don't know, actually. I don't know. I'm changing my mind, sorry. I am going to marry Roy's new wife so that I can save her from ever being with Roy in the first place, because nobody deserves that. You know, and so then I will kill the Asian wife, because she gets killed anyway, so, you know, might as well. And then just also because the other two are better, slightly, you know, I mean. And so then the sheriff's wife from season 2, I would hook up with her, simply because I am going to marry Roy's new wife. And then Kirsten Dunst's character is all by herself, which is funny because, like, it's kind of awkward that, like, you do this tournament and there's just one person all by themselves, because it's like, how is that fair? But anyways, I would marry Kirsten Dunst's character once again. I mean, she's got no competition, so, you know, might as well. So the final 3 we have, and I never expected for Roy's new wife to be in the top 3, but I think that it has to do with the fact that it's like wishful thinking that, you know, you could help out this person who was victimized after. Because I'm thinking about, like, what if this was back when Dorothy was single? What if this was back when this person was single? I'm not thinking about, like, oh, I'm stepping in on that guy's girl or anything like that, because, you know, I would only do that for, like, a special type of person, you know, because usually it's just kind of like, oh, whatever, move on. But, like, if she's special like Dorothy, I guess, I mean, I would step in with Dorothy. I would, seriously, because, like, why wouldn't you? Like, she's the greatest person ever. Her character, like, you can't do any better than her. So I would marry her, obviously. And that's a big problem. They're never going to be able to have a good female character again. I mean, they might be able to, but they're not going to be as good as Dorothy, ever. Guarantee it. And then I would sleep with Roy's new wife, because we can do that role-playing thing. And I just keep on mentioning that over and over, because there's nothing else to say with her. And then I would kill Kirsten Dunst because of the problems that I raised previously, because of the fact that she's delusional, because of the fact that she wanted to go to that perfect wife retreat thing, even though, you know, she was already perfect. And I think that was a big problem, because, like, didn't she want to take the money that the husband wanted to use to buy the butcher shop or something? You know, that was kind of like a big shitty-ass thing of her to do. So, anyways, I hope that you guys like this video. I thought that it would be fun, but it kind of just turned into, like, meh. It's a meh video at best. So, and, you know, that's how it goes, you know. We should play the Fargo theme song now, too, like, dun, 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 dun. You know, like, play that, like, and it's like, this is a really mediocre video. Dun, 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 dun. Or whatever, like, you know, that's what I feel like right now. Like, just play that music, and then, you know, I sign out. You know, please like this video, comment, subscribe to our channel, and it's still playing. And then I just look into the camera and say, like, no, this was a failure, you know. And partially it was a failure because there's lots of characters that I was not able to remember, because I was referencing the Tier Maker website where they have the Fargo characters and you can rank them. And there were all these female characters that I couldn't remember at all. So I kind of thought that there were more, like good female characters than there actually were, so that was kind of a problem. So yeah, goodbye everybody. See you soon I promise you on Sunday I will actually be reviewing a movie, because it's once again a movie where it's an old movie. It's not going to go away anytime soon. Hopefully they don't delete it from history or something. Like, I don't know. There's been some strange things with that, like, online things with, like, really making me realize that you need to own your movies. You need to buy them physically, because, anything can happen. Like, multiple times when we've tried to do full moon movies on Tubi, like, coincidentally, they'll be taken off of Tubi, and we won't get to do them. So, like, I really hope that doesn't happen with the next movie that I'm going to review. So anyways, goodbye everybody. See you soon.